Welcome to Mr. V Teaching Math. In this session, we're actually going to be looking at using this particular relationship in order to solve one of the more important things in dealing with math. When you go out in real life, you run into questions that are far more like these than you do the simple questions that lay out all the numbers for you. In fact, we're going to come back to these later. And how in the world, in real life, when dealing with a question like this, do you figure out how in the world to solve the part, the percent, and the whole? So we're going to be working with this relationship. Whenever you're creating a percent, you have the percent amount, you have a part amount, and a whole amount. And that's how you create a percentage. Let me show you what I mean by giving you an example. And we're going to be doing 4 videos in this particular series, all related to this part over the whole and the percent. We'll do one on finding the percent, one on finding the part, one on finding the whole, and then one on mixing them all up, which makes it quite a bit more complicated. So let me give you an example of a question in which you would be finding the percent. Imagine a classroom in which there are some boys and girls. And let's say there are 13 boys and 15 girls. And the question is asked, what percentage of the class is boys? How do I solve that? Well, start with this. Start with the part over the whole will equal the percent. Well, let's figure out what we know and fill in the pieces. The part. I think I had said it was about boys, right? Let's pretend it was about boys. I'd already forgotten. So the part is the boys. Okay, so that's going to be 13. What's the whole amount? Well, the total number of kids in the class, the whole. I have to add these together. It's going to be 28. And that's going to equal my percentage. Now it's simply a matter of turning this into a percentage. There's quite a few different ways of doing that. I'm simply going to start by taking 13, dividing it by 28, and turning it into a decimal. And then moving the decimal over 2 spaces. It's going to get me 46.4, and my number is quite long. If you look on my calculator, you can see it's quite long. But I'm going to round to 2 decimal places because that's usually what I'm asked to do. So 46.43% of the students in that classroom are boys. And that is one way of finding the percent.